How long have I been at the waterworks? I think maybe 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
But I had a tiny corner I was paying £30 a month for, off a friend who's not there as much because she's got a full-time job. And then suddenly they built new studio spaces in that main area and started to section it off instead of having it like a gallery. Oh, my event coming up. I spelled welcome wrong. It says Wellham under there, so this is very DIY.
Who are you?
Who am I?
What do you do?
Okay. I'm Lou Williams. I'm a visual artist and I make zines, sculpture, public art workshops, events, drawings, anything I want really. I guess visual art is the easiest way to describe it.
Routine like in terms of like week to week? Do you tend to come to the studio every day or?
Maybe 3 times a week. Yeah, I tend to, because I work a lot of weekends and evenings, I tend to have like 1 day off in the week. And then usually a Monday. Every Monday is a bank holiday, unless I have to be in there. And then, yeah, 3 days a week, sometimes 4 or 5 to go this way. Probably over lockdown, that element of my socially engaged practice was workshops, more public facing things. And then I started to get hired by brands, so I'd be doing an online workshop for like a beer company or like a social media company, which was fun and helpful to make money in that period when we couldn't physically make workshops. But after a few years of that, I was like, why am I making workshops? Like, I enjoy working with people and seeing them make artwork, but then I also, it's like you get carried away with that and then you forget, oh, what I'm actually meant to be making artwork myself that I enjoy making. So a few years ago, I had to kind of realign that. And I guess it coincided with the sculpture commission, because things I am interested in is like class, taste, labor, physically making things. I come from a background of sculpture. So then I thought, what is that? Southend I'm interested in as a place because it is like a hub for this East End playground. And I was looking at my own family history and then moving from London and then being able to afford living here basically and being a working class family. And then what was our days out like growing up? What was my like cultural experience? And then looking at cultural capital, being in the art world, like what is good taste versus low taste? And it was always like the stuff that me and my family would do was like the low taste cultural activities. And coming from this like art school, going to Oxford, I like to rub against that and be like, actually, what if the arcades were like high taste? Like what does that look like? My interest was coming back into it, but also working socially still. So all of the public workshops for the sculpture commission were exciting because people were making stuff for years, like the first time in years, using a method that's really tactile, so either drawing or the soft clay. Also, this idea of fridge magnets is so universal, right? Like it's quite easy to understand.
How long did you have that conviction of wanting to be an artist?
Just forever, I think, forever. It's quite weird though when you're in school and people are just constantly saying, like there's no money in it, which is kind of true to a degree. But it's not all about money, is it? It's like, do you enjoy your life or do you just live for the evenings or the weekends? Do you find purpose in what you're doing? Do you feel like you kind of make a difference to the community? You can contribute to society in some way. Yeah, there's more to it, isn't there? I get to hang out with my dog all day. Come on, Polly. She's like, I don't care about the camera, I just want to sniff everything. Okay, girl. She pees like a boy.
Oh yeah?
She doesn't care about gender. 5 years. Yeah, she's a trained assistance dog actually. But yeah, for migraine alert, which people are like, what? I didn't even know that was a thing. Could you be any more beers? Yeah, what's this? Yum, yum. What's this? Go find it. Come here, yeah, no. halfway.
No, wait, need
halfway. One more.
I know what you're working on in terms of the sculpture, but for those who don't know, tell us a bit more about the sculpture that you're working on and who it's commissioned by.
Yeah, so there's an organisation called Creative Estuary who fund stuff from Essex and Kent. Polly, that's so unladylike. Can we keep this in?
Yes, of course.
Oh, you naughty girl, you naughty girl. So the Creative Estuary Commission is a collab between Creative Estuary and Focal Point Gallery, and then Art Fund have given us some funds as well. So Art Fund like acquisitions for museums. So that's quite an exciting thing. They're like funding a sculpture in Southend. I saw the call out and I'm interested in like these aesthetics of the seaside town and how that intersects with class and taste, paraphernalia, offcuts, like what are things that aren't traditionally art objects. The themes of the commission, it was like make a public artwork for Southend, celebrate the city status, which was like 3 years ago now. So I had this idea, which sounds kind of mad, I guess it is to use fridge magnets as an object that everyone seems to have in their home, or most people have, or it's, you know, handed down from families. And what if that was regarded in the same way as a sculptural relief? So when you go to like Venice and, you know, Paris, and you see these amazing sculptural reliefs on the side of buildings, or they're commissioned by wealthy people. So what if they fit, like physically, they're both the same kind of thing, but culturally they're definitely not. They're different ends of the spectrum.
What would you say is the importance of public art?
Yeah, good question. I think to make people's lives less miserable, to almost like solidify a community or a feeling or a sense of place. I think if it was just suburbia, sometimes suburbia feels a bit hostile because it's just people's houses and there's like no pubs, there's a lack of shops and things. Whereas when you're surrounded by public art, you feel like, oh, there's a community here. I'm reminded that I'm part of something bigger than myself and my house and what I'm going to buy on Amazon next week. So the idea was to create these, I think we had 5 original fridge magnet designs, and they were co-created by the public, so workshops, community groups. So I'd go to these groups and ask them to discuss like, what is home? What is a sense of place? What are you proud of in the city? Like, what do you want to highlight? What's special to you? It could just be like, we've got like a fried egg as one of the sculptures. And then I put these together and made these like really, really maximalist, ornate sculptures, which are giant fridge magnets. Of course, they don't actually function as a fridge magnet. I guess it was my first kind of like big commission where I'm working with architects, engineers, you know, people who have like very serious jobs, and then I'm there like, I just make a pretty thing. So this section used to be where Never Neverland was and the illumination. So they had these beautiful handmade structures made by local craftspeople all along these gardens here. And the only installation that's left is the castles down by the front there. But yeah, this is all that's left. But a lot of people remember it. So when I was running the fridge magnet making workshops, so many people said Never Neverland, because I think it brings that kind of magic element, something a bit naff, but still kind of magical, and will speak to us about that like childlike wonder of a place you live. Come on in. Ooh. So, the short history of this wall. 3 years ago, we site tested it. And then a year ago, that massive thing got put on it. So I've had to move where the sculptures go in. So it did used to be, it was going to be behind where these trees are. But also I don't want to knock the trees down. That would be very bad publicity. So now we're moving around here. This is where it's going to live. You're going to have giant fridge magnet just to the right of that light. And then just coming over the white section will be a giant postcard. That will be about 6 meters, I think. So pretty large, pretty big. And it will glow and light up, which it turns out you can't have flashing really strong lights because there's a massive roundabout here. So we're learning about civil engineering.
How do you feel about your work being placed?
It's quite funny because it's going to get a really interesting reception. People getting off at Southend Victoria, people just coming to work. But I'm hoping it livens up the place a bit. And when you get off the train, either if you're commuting or coming to Southend for the first time, to be greeted by a piece of public art, I think is quite nice. Yeah. Like other places have nice things, Southend can have nice things. Thanks so much for coming. I literally thought like 15 people would turn up, so this is kind of crazy. I really wanted to thank Laura Bowen because your brain, like navigating every single hurdle we've had, has been like amazing. And I've actually seen a few focal point teams through the last 4 years, especially to Catherine Stout as well, for working with the Art Fund as well and getting them involved. It feels really important. We've also got like Kim Davey, Courtney Whelan, Elliot Gibbons, who helped me deliver the workshops. We spent a long time working with local people for that section, and they did a lot of the delivery with me. The local schools as well, like every single person that's contributed in some way. I think there were hundreds of submissions to this piece. And also, thank you for Art Fund for believing in this project, and Pray of Estuary. Like, without these organisations, stuff like this just wouldn't happen. A big, big, big thank you to Stephen, who is also here, for actually making the damn thing. I was a bit scared when I thought I had to try and make like a 10-foot sculpture in my studio. So I'm really glad that I had such a great collaborator. When I approached him and said I want to make a 10-foot fridge magnet, you know, and a massive postcard, he didn't shy away. He was like, yeah, let's go. I've also actually dedicated the artwork to 2 people. I'll try and not cry because I don't have waterproof mascara on. But they're no longer here. It's Josephine Melville, so she sat on the board who actually chose me for this project. She visited all the public workshops. She was an amazing representation of Southend talent. A well-known actress in her own right. And she also told me to get a shoe in there somewhere. So I've put in the old woman who lives in the shoe. Not that she was old, but I put that in as a note to her. And then also to Sharon Byrne. So she was a real mentor for me when I first moved here and really took me under her wing. She also really believed in the Southend community and how integral and important and life-affirming including people in these public artworks and decision-making was. She really wanted to inspire the younger generation. I worked with her for 5 years on the Focal Point learning team before I then left and then got this commission. I wouldn't be here speaking to you unless she believed in me. And the same goes to my partner George and my family, and especially my dad, who, unlike your dad, sadly, Lorraine, has always said you should do art, it's the thing you want to do, which I actually think is kind of rare these days. And he's always backed my crazy ideas, so thank you. But with that, I think it's time to go and look at the artwork and stop talking about it. 3, 2, 1!
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. No, this is kind of cool actually. I didn't think this many people would come. It feels very surreal for it to actually be there, you know, like I've photoshopped this situation so many times. But yeah, it's kind of neat, right?